I just looked up and saw this absolutely gorgeous little pottery vase with the florals on it.
Hello everyone, it's Tiffany with Thrifting Vegas. I shop at thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales and discount stores for items I can resell for profit on online platforms like eBay, Poshmark and OfferUp.
I'm doing something just a little bit different today. I am at SAVERS on Rancho Drive in Las Vegas, and I'm meeting a dear friend here. You may know her, Danni, the niche lady. I think I'm here first, but she should be here any second. I'm excited to go in and see what they have, because I haven't been to SAVERS in months. Hello!
Hello. Here she is. We got matching hats.
I know it's so windy.
Let's go thrifting.
All right, Tiffany.
We're here at SAVERS.
We gotta go find a lucky cart.
Lucky cart, that's right.
Da-da-da.
Oh wait, I thought that didn't have the fingernail.
It's just on the other side.
That's okay, this one was kind of calling.
Ew, this one has a yucky paper towel in it. Not that one, Tip. Let's see. Here we go. We've grabbed our cart. Let's see what they have. The first aisle in this SAVERS is all books. And they've made really good use of their upfront space with all the furniture. Here's quite a nice dresser with drawers and a little desk. I love the way their art is displayed all on these shelves. It makes it so easy to see everything here. You don't have to flip through anything.
What calls to us?
Look at the fox. What does he say?
What does the fox say?
Oh, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The phrase, the sentence that uses every letter in the English alphabet.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Home is where your mom is. Aww.
Well, there's welcome to our
Danny's going to take this row. So let's have a look at this end cap here. Ooh, what is this? This is very cool. Sadly, it has a large chippy chip on the side there. That's a bummer. We'll leave that. Let's see, what's this? It's got a chip as well. I think that's an advertising piece, the Black Monk. That is interesting enough to where I might pop it in the cart and look it up. There we go. Here's the Thrifting Vegas blanket, keeping everything safe. Ooh, what is this? Not for food use. The shelves are quite full, as you can see. This looks like a Jim Shore piece. Shall we have a look at it? Laurie Siebert for Demdarko. Demdarko is a really good brand as well, but it is $7.99. And she appears to be missing something at the back, probably her wings, so unfortunately we'll have to leave her to. Some interesting basket here. It looks like it's supposed to have an insert for chips and salsa, but I don't know about you. I don't think I'd want to put my chips on there. Perhaps you could just use it for decorative fruit. It's a little ghost here.
Wonder if this is a project piece or if it's, whoops. Still, I don't know if I'm comfortable with $3.99 for that. This guy is missing a fin. It's an interesting shoe here. This looks like a grandmother with grandchildren. It's $5.99. That's a bit steep, isn't it? This looks like a little trinket box. $6.99. Lots of praying hands. There's a little duck candle here. This is a little fountain for an incense cone. Oh, it's $5.99. I just can't make that work for resale. Birds on the branch are a bit chipped there. See a leaf at the back here. I always check the leaves for crate and barrel. This one's generic. There's a pear up here. This is quite interesting. Look at this. This is a trinket box with what appears to be Japanese script on it. I wonder what that says. Danny's wrestling with something rather large over there.
Yes, I am.
What do you have? Ooh.
Isn't that? I already got an Easter one, and there's a.
Very nice. This flash is coming off. I thought it was quite an interesting shape with the little bent handle, but as you can see, it's painted on the, yes, and that flash is just coming off. This has some age, but sadly a big chip. This is an interesting flower. I think half of it is missing there. And it's $5.99. I keep coming back to it because the detail is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, I think there was something else here which is completely gone. It's a nice pottery piece here. Let's look at this. Talavera. Wasn't aware that Talavera is marked Talavera, but it's possible. Let's pop that in the cart. Maybe we'll ask Danni what she thinks. This is the candle aisle, and some tins as well on the first part. They've got lots and lots and lots of candles and holders. I'm wondering if my glassy baby is hiding on these shelves. Let's have a look. This is a lovely little trinket box, but unfortunately I'm seeing several chips. That's a real shame. Anything that has this sort of look to it, I'm going to flip it over and see if by any chance it says glassy baby on the base. These are Yankee Candle little votive holders or tea light holders. Up here is a nice pottery vase. It's a bit wobbly on the bottom for some reason. I wonder if it's missing its base. Let's see. It's very interesting, not signed, and it's $9.99. I really love the modernist design and the lines and the colours. Unfortunately, because it's really not stable, I don't know if you can see it rocking there. For $9.99 I'm going to leave that on the shelf. Candlestick, just one. It's quite pretty but not marked. It's quite an interesting little box here. Very, very chipped. I think it's just made to look old.
Here we are in the vases having a look. The shelves are really full over here. Here's quite a nice little pottery planter. This is mass marketed, not hand painted, and probably not enough room there for resale. Here's a little hippo, same, he is $4. A nice blue vase there. I had so much interest in that cobalt beehive vintage vase I found last trip, but so many of these are modern reproductions. Here is a little lucky bamboo planter with a panda on. Pandas sell really, really well for me. This has some mineral deposit inside, but perhaps I'll show you how to easily get rid of that in my video. Let's check on the bottom shelf. Always check the bottom shelf. Move things around, pick things up. You never know what is hiding at the back. Let's have a look at this little planter. Now, I can tell immediately when I pick these planters up, they're lightweight and not good quality, definitely not vintage. The vintage ones do tend to have a lot more weight, more substantial, and you can just feel the quality when you lift them. Yep, same with that one. It just lifts right up. There's just no weight compared to the size of it. Let's see. Another cobalt, but yep, it's so lightweight. The thickness of the glass, the quality, the hand blown or molded feature just isn't there. This one too. This is a nice drip glaze, but made in China, mass produced. And and it's $3.99. So again, just not money enough in there for a good resale profit. I think the only piece of pottery vase we will end up with today is the one we didn't find in this section, that lovely floral piece that we found soon after we came in. Here we are in the wood and baskets and frames. SAVERS calls it their wood decor section. Look at this lovely pineapple serving dish here. I love the grain. Unfortunately, it's chipped on the side. Ooh, look down here. I love these. This is a little bamboo pot with magnetic closure. I have one of these next to my stove with salt in it. I love having an open salt, but I don't like it to be open all the time. So these are absolutely perfect for that. You can also put trinkets or jewelry in them. It's an Orient Express train tray. It's a little unfinished wood box there. Little hedgehog. This is fantastic. It's a metal giraffe. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Crate and Barrel or Pier 1. It is $5.99, but it's metal, it's modernist, and I think this will sell really, really well for me. Let's pop it in the cart. It's a bunny. The usual plaques and signs. Not really sure what that is. Perhaps a light bulb cover or something. There's a big spittoon. That's so funny. I've never found a spittoon before, and last video I found an advertising piece, spittoon, and here's another one. This one's shiny. Here is a goblet. It's quite bent, and I'm seeing that there's another one over on the end here, so let's put them together as a pair. They are $6.99. Here is a stainless, probably silver plated maybe. Yes, it's electro plated. It says EP on the bottom there. We'll leave that. This, on the other hand, is amazing. These sell really, really well for me. These vintage copper decorative wall hangings. They're very vintage, and they've made a huge comeback recently. I always pick these up. This is $4. Two little geese with a heart. Would be lovely in any kitchen. Here's a little hanging, is it a wind whirler? Clemson Tigers maybe? And here's a metal fruit bowl. Not ever such good quality, so we'll leave that. Here's a little candle holder with cows. Sadly, it has a massive chip on it. Everybody knows I can't resist a gorgeous piece of vintage glass. I believe this is Indiana glass, the Whitehall Cubist pattern. It's pink. It is $6.99, but it's in lovely condition. No chips or cracks or scratches that I can see. So let's carefully find a spot for this on the Thrifting Vegas blanket. There we go. This looks like it's the pottery base to something else, maybe a little shade or hurricane light. We'll have to keep an eye out for the rest of it on these really full shelves. Over here is the small bowl to the chip and dip set by Anchor Hocking. I believe the pattern is Swedish modern in avocado green. I absolutely love these. This looks like a Mikasa bowl. It's quite nice. Unfortunately, the little avocado bowl has a chip on it and some swirls and scratches that I don't think will come out, so we'll leave that. This is fantastic. It looks like a home project. It's a decoupage with little mice and birds on it. Merry Christmas. So somebody made this. It is lovely, although I'm seeing some damage here just under the rim of the lid. The paint is peeling off, and sadly I'm going to leave that. This is a Syracuse restaurant wear creamer with an eagle. These can be good in a set on its own. This is probably worth only $8 to $10, so I'm going to pop it in the cart just to make sure online, but I think I'll leave it. Here is a cranberry glass flash piece. The flash is invariably wearing off on those. It is just such a shame, and so rare to find one in great condition. There's a little perfume there. The pattern's worn off the top. Let's see what else we can find. Here's a fabulous vintage piece, super duper heavy centerpiece for a table. Would look lovely with flowers or some fruit in it. This looks like Liverpool pottery, very, very old here. English company, East Liverpool Potteries. This is probably a turn of the century piece for $4. I can't leave this behind. Let's get it in the cart. Just wondering if there's any more of those. It would be nice to have a set of 4. It's incredible to me that pieces that old last. This one has a repair across the handle. Up here, this looks like a Laura Ashley piece. It's a Laura Ashley for FTD. Very pretty, but unfortunately, these don't sell very well for me, so we'll leave that. Here's a Spanish water pitcher. $6.99. We'll leave that.
I just looked up and saw this absolutely gorgeous little pottery vase with the florals on it. It's not marked or signed, but I love the shape. I love the colours. It's just really, really pretty. And only $3.49. This is one of those pieces that you look at and say, oh, that's lovely. Is it old? The style is very vintage, but when you turn it over, we've got a made in China barcode and a TJ Maxx sticker for $9.99. So sadly, we shall leave that on the shelf. This is a Duvalier canister. That might be worth looking up. Let's see what sort of condition it's in. We'll bring it down here. The gold looks to be in good shape. The seal is there. What I'm going to do is take out my phone and just have a look while we're here. Duvalier black. Canister. has one for $18, but I don't think the one we're looking at has... Oh, it does. It does have the lettering on. It's $3.99. And my next step is to go into Solds and see if any are sold and what they've sold for.
I don't have any more room in my cart, Tiffany.
Oh my goodness. We're double carting it today. The dioramas are fabulous. It's a sneak peek.
Yeah, even though it's Easter,
Still.
it's still.
Pop over to Danni's channel because she's got another one here, and I'm sure you want to know what that one is.
Yeah.
The niche lady. The niche lady. I'm just seeing one sold $6.50 and a bunch of them listed, so we're going to leave that. I've just spotted some California pottery and it looks like it needs to go on a Lazy Susan. I wonder if we have any way of locating the base for this. Let's pop it in the cart and see if we can find it. I'm over here in the plates aisle hoping to find the center bowl for this. Let's be on the lookout for this design. There's lots and lots, everything stacked up. It's so exciting to be looking out for something specific. Oh, look at this girl. She's very sweet. She's a little belle. She is really lovely, quite unique. I think she is hand painted and signed. Nelly O'Hara, PR, possibly Puerto Rico. Let's pop her in the cart. Up here we have some little dessert cups. They are flashed and sadly the flash is peeling. Lots of glass. Let's see if we can find anything fun in the glass section. Bubba Gump. Now these have all different cities on them. This one's Monterey. Oh, look at this gorgeous margarita glass. This is definitely hand blown. I actually have some of these in all different designs, and that's the lovely thing about this type of glass. They don't have to match exactly, they just have to be similar. It's really fun to be able to add to your collection as you go. Let's pop this one in the cart. Down here is a little brass candlestick with a pineapple. It's a shame there's not two. Let's wander back up to the plates and have a better look for that center California pottery piece. Now, unfortunately, it might have met a sad fate of being broken, and that's why its surrounding pieces are here at Goodwill, but you never know. I'm expecting it to be some sort of bowl. If you're enjoying the video, it would mean the world to me if you could give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and subscribe to my channel with the little red button in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. A brand new cart just got wheeled out. Danny is on it. Look at him. Is he chalkware?
Yeah, and he's a bank, and I think there's probably a year on there somewhere, but
I think it's in numerals. MX.
oh, I think you're right.
MX something something.
He's old. He's old.
Let's look at this one. I think Danny got the only good pick on here.
Did you dig? Did you dig?
She's digging. See a Yankee Candle just by your hand there. Is it new?
It is. Ooh, it's been
It's a bit
been out
melty.
in the heat a little bit.
Been in Vegas.
But it has never ever been. Oh, it smells kind of good too.
Apple?
It's never been
Spice
bad.
it apple.
Summer storm.
And an end cap that's entirely mugs. These are Temptations, $1.99 a piece. There's two, but sadly they don't sell for much. These are Johnson Brothers Blue Savannah. There's a set of 4, but again, not in really high demand. Let's see. Oh, look at this. I'd rather be in bed, isn't that the truth? It is $2.99, but that is lovely. Let's pop that in the cart. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the only one that's interesting. But I think there might be more mugs around the side. This shelf is a glorious mishmash of miscellaneous stuff. Ooh, over here I'm seeing some spoons. Really decorative. They look to be old. I don't think they're silver, probably silver plate. They're $5.99. I think that says 1847 Rogers. And they're, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 in the packet, 7 or 8 in the packet. So that's a good find. It has a huge wall of little baggies of stuff. See down here some little creatures. $5.99. Oh, but look, there's a rose quartz rabbit. Is that a polar bear? It's like a little polar bear. He looks like he's got some age to him. A couple of dogs. There's a broken wing in there, but I see Japan on this guy. And there's another little rabbit in stone. Let's grab this bag. Let's keep looking. What's this bag up here? Some more creatures. This looks like ducks. Let's go this way. You just never know what you're going to find in these baggies.
And I always say, even if you see one thing in a bag that you want, get it. Because the other things just can be lotted together or redonated.
It's brought out another cart. Let's have a peek at this one. I wonder if that's a silver spoon. Here we are in the first row of all the little sit-abouts and decorative items. Danny's already been down here, so I'm wondering if there's anything she missed. Let's see.
Hey, you! Do you know how much an email is worth? Well, it's the Condor Super SAVERS Club membership.
What are the chances?
A lot. To control crowd size, we currently provide...
That's creepy. Is that American Girl doll? Danny has found a gurney. Zip.
Our generation.
Oh, Target. Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a doll gurney.
Interesting.
I was hoping this was going to have a Talavera mark on the bottom to match my picture, but sadly it appears to be a decorative copy.
Here is a Lennox piece, but unfortunately she is missing a hand. That's really sad because she would be worth some pretty good profit if she wasn't broken. Yep, see her price tag, $125. Goodness! Poor girl. Little Southwestern bell here. It's an Arizona souvenir piece. Look at this witch, she's fun. She's having a giggle over something. Ooh, these are fun. This is very chipped, but it is a scissor wall pocket. These are really great if you're infamous for losing your scissors as I am. You just pop this on the wall and your scissors go in the top nice and safely. But sadly, massive chip. Here we have a fun little ceramic house bank. I think it's vintage. There's an angel. Oh, this is fun. A little ceramic piece. Old World Village Windsor Club. This might be worth looking up. Oh, it's a lamp. Look at that.
Want to know how you can save 20%? Easy. Clean out those closets or garage and donate those items here to our nonprofit partner. We'll pay them for your stuff, helping them fund their mission. You'll get a coupon to save 20% on your next $100 purchase. We're a for-profit professional fundraiser where required. Shopping at our stores does not support any nonprofit, but donating your reusable
This
goods...
chicken looks like he's missing some spreaders. Spreader tail feathers. He's got some really dark eyes. I think they forgot to put the little white eyeball in him. That's a shame. He's quite creepy. So I'm going to call it a day. Danni is already checking out. This SAVERS is self-check. So let's see if I can manage. Here are our carts. Most of this in my cart is Danni's. This top bag and the diorama and the candlestick, and my things are underneath, but Danni did some good damage here. You have to go over to her channel and see. Danni and I had a really fun and successful shopping trip at SAVERS. She filled her cart and I got some really good things. I think my favorite was the little Puerto Rican bell in the shape of a doll. Now we are going to go grab some lunch at a Mexican restaurant, and I'll give you a little shot of what we order. It'll be fun. I'll see you there. We are at Lalo's Mexican Grill here in Vegas, and it looks like a little hole-in-the-wall place, but you know, little hole-in-the-wall places are always the best. Let's go inside. Here on my vanity is everything I brought home from SAVERS. First, we have the absolutely gorgeous California pottery Lazy Susan pieces. Unfortunately, the set is missing the bowl and possibly a base that it sat on. But there's the mark, California Original. It's number 1033-2 USA. I absolutely love the flowers on here. The colours are so 70s. The white, the yellow, the orange and the avocado green colour. And I just think it's a super piece. You could pair it with a little wooden bowl and it would be gorgeous. I paid $4.99 for it. I'm going to ask $25. This is a spectacular hand-blown margarita glass. I have several margarita glasses similar to this and a few martini glasses as well. I interchange them, and if nobody wants this gorgeous one, I shall add it to my collection, but I paid $3.49 for it. I'm going to ask $20. Back here we have our stunning vintage Indiana glass bowl. It's in super condition. These are usually very chipped and cracked. It just has two teeny tiny chips on the bottom there, close to the center if you can see. But the pink is really stunning. I paid $6.99 for it, and I'm going to ask $30. How about this modernist metal giraffe? He is so fun. I'm not sure what kind of metal he is. Maybe painted aluminium. I couldn't find one similar online anywhere, although he looks suspiciously like a Crate and Barrel or Pier 1 imports piece. I paid $5.99 for him, and I'm going to ask $30. I have one of these lovely little bamboo holders on my kitchen counter. I put salt in it because I love to have an open salt when I'm cooking, but I don't want it open all the time. So after I'm done cooking, I can just swing it closed, and the magnet catches, and my salt is nice and safe from dust and anything else. It does have a teeny tiny little chip on the base there. As you can see, I paid $4 for it. I'm going to ask $15. This is a lovely decorative copper piece. It's a copper pan. You could hang it on the wall using its handle. It's two little geese with a heart. Just a lovely piece to hang in your kitchen. I paid $3.99 for it. I'm going to ask $20. I loved this floral design on this pottery piece, and I was sure it was going to be signed, but it isn't, surprisingly. At any rate, it's really nicely done, great detail, nice striations around. It was $3.49. I'm going to ask $20. Back here we have this lovely picture. It's quite weighty. It's marked Talavera. I love the honeysuckle type flowers around it. The colours are just gorgeous. It's nicely done. I paid $6.99 for it. I'm going to ask $25. How about this mug? I love everything from the colour to the little eyelashes on the face. I'd rather be in bed. It's a great size. Family inspired meals by Aisha Curry. These sell really well on eBay. I paid $2.99 for it. I'm going to ask $20. These little lucky bamboo planters sell really, really well for me. This one has a panda on it, which is an added bonus. Pandas are very popular. They sell well for me. This one has some super build-up in it. But what I'm going to do is share my little trick with you to remove this build-up. I simply use some white distilled vinegar in a 50-50 mix with some water. I just simply pour it in to the vase. What I'll do is top this up with water. Then I let it sit overnight, and what will happen is the vinegar will dissolve all those mineral deposits. And to get the top, I'll place it upside down in a bowl with the same mixture in, and that will loosen this deposit here. I'll give you a shot when it's all clean and the mineral deposits have been removed. I believe this is a piece from the turn of the century. It's really, really old. Surprisingly, it doesn't have any crazing on it, but the delicate pattern is quite faded and worn, as is the gold trim around the outside. It's East Liverpool Potteries Company of England. It does have an old chip on the edge there. Oh, and a second one here. That one looks a bit newer. It is absolutely gorgeous. So much history right here. I love to use these as trinket dishes, and I'll sometimes mount them on the wall in a little display with a map of an old part of Europe or England and a couple of other pieces. It looks really fun and unique. Last, no, not last, but least, here is my very favorite find of the haul. She is a little doll, possibly an angel, and she is hand painted terracotta, signed. It's either Nelly O'Hara or Nelly Dara, PR, maybe Puerto Rico. It's signed twice. She's absolutely lovely. I could only find one other online, and not nearly as nice as this girl. She has no damage. I paid $5.99 for her. I'm going to ask $35. And last but not least, we have our baggie of little creatures. I paid $5.99 for the bag, and this is what was inside. We have a little guardian angel poodle dog, a little terracotta egg, a couple of little Japanese pieces. A little dog here, he has a little chip on his ear, but he is marked Japan on the base. And a polar bear. He's not marked, he is a bit grubby. The dark areas you see are not paint, I believe they're dirt, so I shall give him a good wash. You can see on his other side he's much cleaner and whiter. He isn't marked, but I believe he's a Japanese piece. These two bunnies are probably the most valuable pieces in the bag. This one is rose quartz. It's got lovely detail. I don't know if you can see the eye there, little tail and feet. And the grey stone one is similarly detailed, really lovely, natural stone I believe, and I'm going to ask $20 a piece for those two bunnies. This is a little pelican. He was either made to hang or to be stuck in a plant, I think, but sadly he was damaged in the bag. His wing and a beak were broken off. But I am going to include a little segment wherein I show you how to make a repair such as this. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in any of the pieces you see in my haul, please send me an email, thriftingvegas.tiffany@gmail.com. Please include your name, your mailing address, your PayPal email, the item you're interested in, and the price I quoted. Please stay tuned for some footage of me repairing the little pelican and hopefully a little shot of the build up on the panda vase coming loose. When you're making a repair to a piece of ceramic, the most important thing to remember is check and make sure that you know how the broken piece fits back on. Because you want to make your repair as seamless and exact as possible. In this case, the wing only goes on one way like this, so it's quite easy. But always check. Put the chipped part, put the broken part back on the main piece without any glue to make sure it fits and to make sure you know exactly where it goes. The next step is to put some glue on both sides. I'm using regular crazy glue. You want to use just a small amount to make sure that you don't have a lot of overflow that spreads out on either side. So I'm just going to put a small amount on this side, already put some on the wing, and then I'm just going to gently press the two sides together like so. I'm going to do the exact same thing with this beak. I know where it fits. Just going to put a small amount of glue. Put the beak on and hold it securely until I'm sure that it's dry. After a few minutes, you can actually go ahead and wipe off the excess glue from the crack. I'll do that in just a moment and show you the finished result. Here is the completed repair to the Pelican. There is the little wing seam. You can barely see it. Slightly more noticeable on the back side. And there is his beak. Just a tiny little join. Right there. So I am really pleased with the way he turned out. He's absolutely lovely. So our little panda vase has been soaking in vinegar water, about a 50-50 ratio, for a couple of hours now, and as you can see, the mineral deposits are actually flaking off from around the top. I can just take my nail and scrape them. It's just calcium and other minerals from our really super hard water here in Vegas. It's a really big piece here. I don't know if that will come off for us. It's quite thick. But anyway, it is definitely loosening up, as you can see. So by the morning, it should be completely clean. Bandit has come to inspect the hole. What do you think, Bee? He's quite interested in the little creatures. What do you think, Bee? Hello, Bear. Are you having a sleep on the couch? You're not really supposed to be on the couch, are you? So I see how this works. Daddy leaves and Bear hops up on the couch for a nap. Is that what this means? Look at those teeth. Bear has all of his big boy teeth now. It's very ferocious. Well, I'm very glad you're comfy. As you were.
Well, howdy y'all. This here's Bear. Good to meet you. Hey, thanks for watching my mama's channel. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. But I also have my own channel now. It's called Bear Von Weiss on YouTube. Come on over and follow me there.